Hey guys, welcome to session 4, Exploring Multimedia. I'm sliding the window over here so I can kind of look at you a little bit more while I talk. Okay, so in this session, it's pretty simple. You just have another project. You're going to work on a project, and then you're going to share that project in the peer feedback board, as well as the Dropbox, of course. So Dropbox submission of the project to me, peer feedback sharing of your project with your classmates, and then you go and comment on the submission of at least one peer. So check out one peer's project, what they did, what they worked on, and you're good to go on that. And then multimedia design journal entries. As of the current session, you will have read through Chapter 16, which corresponds to all the concepts being asked for in the Multimedia Design Journal assignment. So I'm going to start from the end because I just do that, right? I just want to get the easy part done. So you will need to have 20 examples from the list that follows. So there's 20 design-related posts that you want to create from the Clark and Mayer reading textbook. And there's 20 chapters. Well, it's not really 20 chapters, but it's 20 principles. And you get to pick some. So some are, I'll give you, you have multiple options to choose from. So you should be working on that on your blog. It will be due at the end of session 6, so at the very end of the class in November 20th. You'll want to have that multimedia design journal done. I've had the opportunity to glance at a lot of yours because you posted your screencast and maybe your graphic, certainly the upcoming audio assignment. These things, a lot of you are posting on that multimedia design journal. So that pulls me over there and I get to see that a lot of you have making excellent headway on that. And then some of you have had me look at them because you're worried that you don't do good enough posts, but I've been very impressed with what I've seen so far. Okay, so let's now go to the Exploring Multimedia assignment. I'm just going to open up the instructions, take a quick look at what we've got here. So the purpose of this assignment is for you to push your multimedia skills to the next level. And that's something very different for everybody. That's based on your level of skill. Skill is often based on your experience with things, exposure to things, awareness of things that you might do. But it's also, the next level is also determined by what are the needs that you have personally and professionally. So I've designed an assignment that's very open-ended in terms of, well, it's open. It's open in terms of what you're going to do. It's also open in terms of what artifact you will actually make. And it's just hard for me to say what you're going to actually do. But I try to create a structure here for you to do things in an orderly fashion. Okay? And the project is, I attempt to have a learner-centered design in this project. So that means that you have a lot of leeway in what you get to do. But again, you know me, so I do try to make you document a few things when you do projects. So you're going to be doing some of that project documentation. And there'll be more for this project in a way than for other projects, because a lot of what you do here is you write about what it was that you did. So basically, you get to choose a particular area to learn more about and to practice and to grow your skills. So you're going to be making something with regard to that area of practice. I call it an area of specialization at the top of this table. So you could, for example, choose to work on a Scratch project. Scratch is a really great program for kids from about 3rd or 4th grade on up through college. They use it to teach introductory computer programming concepts all the way up through college. So you could get better at Scratch. And Scratch can be very creative. It can be tied to, it doesn't have to be computer science strictly. It can be tied to any subject area as well. So it's a way to pull in computational thinking concepts if you want, and creative concepts into projects. And it's definitely multimedia. You can make games. You can make straight up boring old PowerPoint style presentations. You can make animations. You can make just interactive things using computational thinking behind it. So check that out if you haven't used it before. If you've only dabbled in it, it's worth it to check it out if you want. Virtual worlds might be another thing that you want to take a look at. Google Lit trips, making an Android app in App Inventor, or making an app in one of the other new app tools that exists now. Creating a 3D artifact in SketchUp Make or another environment. Geocaching in education. How does that work? What tools do we use for that? How does it work? Getting deeper with graphics, getting deeper with audio or video or other. So I give you some ideas of places you can look for other ideas. Maybe there's something someone does on your social media feed that you're like, wow, I wish I could make that thing that person makes. And maybe you go and you go study it, try to figure out what were the tools they used to put this thing together. And you can even ask people, like I think I've told you guys that, but sometimes I harass people that I come across online and I say, how did you do this? And sometimes they even have a video where they've actually already answered that question because so many people ask them the same thing. So what you're going to do, like I said, there's going to be more writing in this than there was for screencast and for the audio project and for the graphic. So you're going to write an activity report. And basically the way I do this is I do it by time. I think across the 2 weeks, you need to work X number of hours. And some of you are more productive with the X number of hours, right? So some of you may get further than others who might be, struggle more with technology, or you're like me and you just take a long time to do everything. My husband calls it the Kimiplier, which is the Kim multiplier. So if I say I'm going to come upstairs in 30 minutes, it's more like I'll be up there in like 90 minutes. Just because I take a long time to do everything that I do, because I'm really careful and slow. So anyway, we're going to mark this assignment by hours. So I want you to take a couple hours, 1 to 2 hours, to explore your topic. So you can look up in the table above, you can look at the links that I provided in that table, you can look at the Horizon report, come up with an idea that's relevant to you. And then take 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, that's a long time to set a goal. What do you want to make? What do you want to do? Set a goal and try to be specific. And then take 9 hours to do that goal, to do that thing. Okay? And then once that 9 hours of working on is passed, stop. And then step 4, capture and describe. So take an hour. Use screenshots, or did I say use screen capture? Yeah, you can make a video walkthrough using screen capture. And you do not have to caption it for me because I don't need you to do that. And then write a paragraph about that. Capture and describe. Were you able to finish what you set that goal to try to finish? Maybe you won't be able to finish it. That's okay. I want you to set a goal that you think you could finish in 9 hours. And if you're like me, you actually would need 3 times 9 hours to do whatever that goal was. But anyway, and then 5, I want your tool set story. That's where you take maybe 15 minutes to write a short paragraph telling me all the tools, probably preferably in order. Yeah, I say in order. What order did you use them in to make this thing that you were making? Step 6, take 30 minutes to talk about the skill set needed. So what skills does this project require? And what skills do you lack that would have been helpful for this project? And then step 7, take an hour to tell me what are your next steps for your learning. Write us a paragraph. If you want to continue work on this particular project or do something like it again in the future, what more do you need to learn to do it well? Are you going to do more, do you think? Or was this foray enough for you? So that's your assignment. It's very open. It's all on you. You get to explore some multimedia, grow your skills, and that's it. Let me know what questions you have. And like I told my other classes, or at least one of them, my diffusion students, I don't think I told my web design students. Hang on a second. I've got a phone call coming in. Okay. At the beginning of session 5, so starting on October 17th, right after this session ends, I am going to be very much out of pocket, and I didn't put it on the course plan, but very much out of pocket from that Monday through that Friday. I'm at a conference, but you are welcome to email me. I'm going to try to check into my classes every day, try to stay on top of that, but I'm probably not going to do much in the way of grading. I'm not going to be making and fortunately, all my classes are pretty much built now, so I don't have to worry about building anything. So that's not even an issue. But I'm probably not going to make much headway on grades or regrades. I'm I will try to check into my class every day, probably in the evening at the end of the day. But yeah, that'll be at the very beginning of session 5. So beginning October 17th through that Monday, October 17th through that Friday. It's a crazy conference. You can probably see in the background. The top 2 things up there are my presentations that I have to get ready. I haven't really gotten them ready yet, so I have 2 weeks to do that during session 4. And let me tell you, it's affecting my sleep because I'm not making headway on that right now. But that's about to change starting today. I also have a GA-ETC presentation coming up the week. I think it's the week after AECT or maybe 2 weeks afterwards. But fortunately, the first presentation for AECT will actually apply towards GA-ETC. All right, the phone is ringing again. That's all I've got for you. Thank you so much.